Now with the #1 New York Times bestselling author Brad Meltzer. He's written a new book with Josh Mensch called The JFK Conspiracy, The Secret Plot to Kill Kennedy and Why It Failed. Welcome back. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
So this is, as you describe it, the craziest story that people have never heard about JFK.
Yeah, this is 3 years before Lee Harvey Oswald. And it's a Sunday morning in 1960. JFK's just been elected and he's on his way to church. And what he doesn't know is that there's a former postal worker named Richard Pavlik who wants to kill him and has packed his car with 7 sticks of dynamite. And he's followed JFK to Palm Beach, Florida, because he thinks JFK's security is weakest there, which he's right. So as Kennedy comes out of his house, all the assassin has to do is hit the little switch and boom, will go the dynamite. But what saves his life has to do with Jackie. And I won't ruin the ending for you, but it winds up being the craziest story about JFK you've never heard.
What's going to surprise people the most about it, except for the ending?
Yeah, it's Jackie. Jackie is the star of this book. She steals it away. And we don't pull our punches. We show you JFK's affairs. We show you that when Jackie goes into labor, she's hemorrhaging. JFK's nowhere to be found. He's on a plane to Florida. But I kept asking myself, why do they call this place Camelot? And then I discovered this, George, is that we didn't start using the word Camelot until after JFK was killed. It's after the assassination that Jackie grants one interview to Life magazine. And she says in this interview, she tells this exclusive story, and that when JFK's back was hurting him in the White House, and she wanted to calm him down, she would take him and put on this record. And the record she plays a song about a place called Camelot. Now, Jackie was a member of the press. She was also hounded by the press, but make no mistake, she was a master of the press. She's the one who inserted the word Camelot into the lexicon. It's thanks to Jackie that we call it that today. And the scenes she's in, my wife said these are her favorite parts of the book.
So you've been living in 1960. Does it change the lens on how you view today?
Of course it changed the lens how I view today. I mean, the 1960 election between Nixon and Kennedy is one of the most divided in the whole country in modern time. Whatever side you're on, you hate the other side. Does that sound familiar to you? And so this whole book...
It's a close one, too, yeah.
It's a close one, and it makes us really look at where we are now.
And you've written about so many different eras of history. Do you have one you want to tackle next?
You know, I loved when we did World War II, but this part of history is so amazing because JFK is amazing. And when we looked at it, you know, what we got from the Secret Service blew me away. You know, they said even assassins are divided into 2 categories. I was like, what are you talking about? And they said there's hunters and there's howlers. And a hunter is very different than a howler. A howler makes noise and says, I'm going to come kill you. I want you dead. But they rarely do anything. But a hunter is very different because they barely say a word, and they're the ones who tend to pull the trigger. And if you look at all the assassins from Abraham Lincoln to JFK, the 4 men who have successfully killed presidents, all 4 of them are hunters. Richard Pavlik in our book, he thinks he's a hunter, but he's a bit of a howler, and it basically leads to the twist that gets him caught in the end. And stories like that, that's what I look for. It's not the error, but it's finding that awesome detail.
Sounds fascinating. Thanks for coming in. JFK Conspiracy is available now.